back once again. Here we are with another edition of Inside the Headset. Week 12, Game 12, still in playoffs. I'm with the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, head coach Thomas McDaniel. Coach, last Friday night, went through your first round of the playoffs, played the Mount Juliet Bears, ended up, got into a rolling clock, put up about 50 points, and talk a little bit about the Patriots and the Bears.
We played well. I don't know. We, with the exception of the two turnovers early in the game, let me say this first. We got these lattes. Get that foam off your right there. These are not black coffees.
No, it's tis the season. Chestnut praline.
If I get it on my face, you're tell me. We played well. We forced a couple turnovers. Those were disappointing early. We had a bad snap once or twice. Let me rephrase that. It wasn't a bad snap. We just had some miscommunication. The quarterback didn't have his eyes on the ball. Those are things we shouldn't be doing this time of year. But part of the struggle of having a quarterback that's really only been in the system for 6 weeks. So something we're still having to, work out kinks on. And I thought he forced a throw one time that he threw an interception on in the red zone. But other than that, we,
ran the ball. He ran the ball.
Yeah, he had a great night running the ball, which is what we needed to see. We've kind of been gearing him to learn how to do a couple things in the run game off some read stuff that we wanted, and he did a great job on a few reads and busted a couple long runs. I think he finished with over 100 yards rushing, so obviously that was a positive, and threw for over 100 as well. So again, defensively, just kind of continue to roll along, playing great on defense. We'll have a challenge ahead of us Friday night in Grays, the tailback from Laverne. But we just played outstanding on defense, and solid in the kicking game, hit a field goal. So again, pretty pleased with where we are.
All in all, so what have you been doing since then? You've got a game Friday night. We make no bones about it. It's the next step in your journey, and that's against Laverne. And you mentioned the Grays kid, but what does Wolverines like to do? What do they want to do when they're gonna come in here to Ray Hughes Stadium? What is their game plan based on what you see on video?
Game plan is to give it to 16, throw it to 18 and 12. It's not that complicated of a game plan. I give them a lot of credit that they've simplified. Well, the first thing is they've really kind of rallied the troops, whatever, since our game and played outstanding. I think they beat Cookville, if I'm not mistaken, 33-17, and this game was 17-17 late, and they ripped off 16 points. In the fourth quarter.
So capable of scoring.
Big time, yeah. And I think he's rushed for like 700 something yards in the last 3 ball games. So
impressive.
Oh yeah, he's rushed for as much in 3 games as a lot of kids do in a total year. So, and then really played excellent against Siegel in the season finale, which a lot was on the line for both teams in that game. And so to be in that kind of a big game where that much is at stake, I think it speaks pretty highly of where they are. And because, like I said, after our game, I don't think that they felt like they were in a really good place, and they needed to, remix the chips or whatever you want to say. But they got it. They bounced back quickly and had those 2 big wins, and then to go back to Cookville for a first round game and win again. But it boils down to the 2 big receivers and the tailback. Their offensive line's playing better. They're doing a good job on defense.
Did they switch offensive line since you last played?
A couple people they've mixed up some, but not drastically, 1 or 2. Really on both fronts, there's a change here or there that they've made, but they just play with a lot of confidence. Like I said, I said this to you when we talked about them last time. You look at their skill position guys, skill position players, as far as looking at them, pass the look test as good as anybody in our league. So they got great skill guys. Obviously, they're talented there. Like I said, the Jernigan kid and Malik Gray and a couple other receivers. They got skill guys all over the field, and I think the way that Grays is running the ball it does a couple things. Number one, it forces you to get 9 guys up there in the box, because if he gets a seam, he's shown that he can take it the distance. He's a really good tailback. I think he was offered by TSU last night. So, people are starting to really recognize his talent. So when you start,
is it his first step? Is it his second step? Does he get up into the second level real well?
Well, I think he's like a 185-pound kid, but I've just seen him on film a lot. He can make you miss some space, but he can run over you in tight quarters if he needs to.
Okay.
Done a good job running behind his pads, being powerful at times and elusive at times. Like I said, he's got good enough speed that when he gets to the second level, if you don't have speed on the back end, he's going to make you pay. And, I think we're probably, I would say as a team and defensively, we're probably faster than Siegel and Cookville, but he still can make you pay if you're not positioned. I think case in point, first 2 plays of the game against them last time we played, we bottled it up. He bounced outside. We didn't contain the ball very well, and he squirted, 2 8 or 10-yard runs in a row, which, that doesn't sound like a lot, but that is on our defense. And he's capable of, again, you miss tackles, he's capable of going the distance. So he's doing a good job for us, and doing a good job for them. And I think the dilemma being for everybody is if you're gonna stack the box and try to stop him, then the problem you're gonna run into is you commit those guys up there and you're leaving 12 and 18 on an island outside. And so what they've done really well is off their play action game, throw the ball deep to those 2 guys down the middle of the field. And so, again, commit 9 guys up there, and the receivers and your corners are one-on-one. And if he gets it off, you got a pretty tall order to guard those 2 guys. And they've been pretty high percentage the last couple of weeks of hitting those throws. Now, again, I will hope that we're a little bit more seasoned and athletic in the secondary than the 2 previous teams they've played. But definitely can hurt you if you're not ready. So we've had a good week of preparation. Our kids, to me, seem focused, and again, the question that's going to be brought up, I'm sure, but we're not looking ahead really. We're focused on Oakland and Laverne, and I think our kids know Laverne well enough to know that they got a lot of momentum. They're riding high. If we don't come ready to play, they can knock us off. So it should be a good contest, and I think be exciting. Laverne's got to be fired up, man. Second round of the playoffs. First time in a long time. They've won a playoff game since 2006, and like I said, Coach Stevens and the staff have done a great job of getting their confidence built up, and they believe they should be in this game, and they're dangerous. So again, it'll be fun, be a good test for us, and I think I don't really think you can take much stock from the first game. It's just 4 weeks ago, but they're playing a totally different types of game right now. So the game we played 4 weeks ago really means nothing.
Well, and you mentioned that they're going to be on a high, and you've mentioned several times before that your team's playing very loose and very relaxed and stuff. Any fear there?
No, not really, because I think our preparation has dictated that we're playing loose, because I think they know on Friday that we're prepared and ready to play. So as long as we do what we're supposed to do during the week and continue to follow the process that we've taken, when they want to go out and play. Again, I know I've said this repeatedly, but I really have tried to stress to them, it's more about them. It's their team. They'll take this thing as long as they want to take it.
That's right.
At this point, the best players have to play the best if we're going to stand a chance to win. And I think case in point, again, I keep saying the same thing, but just the interior of our defense is so strong right now. The way Ty and Anthony are playing interior-wise, I think has impacted our defensive ends. I think Devon Newman, our defensive end, is playing his best football. Terrell Ward is an inexperienced guy, started for the first time this year as a junior. I think, now you look at him and he's probably a senior playing-wise, so he's playing his best football. And then, when you got your defensive front playing as well as ours is, with the 2 inside linebackers that we have, it's going to be difficult on you. And with that being said, I think our 2 inside linebackers are playing even better than they ever have before. So that's a lot. That's saying a lot, considering Prather was the defensive MVP of the league last year. So Josh's game has all those components work together, but Josh's game has really risen. I think it's impacted Kevin in a very positive way. They feed off each other. And
He just seems like he's getting better every game.
Smith,
Yes.
he's been impressive to watch, and I can only imagine what it's looking like watching on film from an opposing coach, because he's been a difference maker for us, that's for sure. And like I said, it's all part of feeding off each other. As a unit, they really are confident. Don't think they're cocky or arrogant. I think they're very confident that we can go out and stop anybody we play against. And, on the back end, we haven't been as challenged as much as we need to be. I think on the perimeter, we've got to make sure we continue to do our job, don't fall asleep, don't let people get behind us. And then the safeties, they don't get many opportunities right now because the front 6 and 7 are doing such a great job in the run game that when our safeties do fit up in there on the run, they got to be prepared to make the tackle because they're not getting a whole lot of action, to be honest. So really just clicking on all cylinders defensively, but it's a combination of just getting better, having fun, playing loose, I think is part of it. And I think just confidence, is through the roof right now in a positive way. So we're not really resting on the preseason hype or what people have said. I think we've just continued.
Isn't that all just a blur right
now?
When we look, right now, you'll be remembered for the last game you played. The rest of the season is kind of a blur, but they always remember if you win or how you go out, right?
No doubt. That's not, it's unfortunate. We talked about it this week, but I think it was Monday night. Monday night here, the bottom line with our team Monday night that I said was the sad reality is that if it doesn't end in that first week of December with the state championship, then anything outside of that from the public expectation is probably a failure. And that states that it is that way, but that's just the way it is. That's the cards were dealt. But I'm very pleased with the way we've handled the year. I think every week we've gone in prepared, ready to play. Have we always played our best football? No, but that's okay. I don't think it's ever been about effort or attitude.
They've grown up as young men.
Yeah, but
you did that part of your job.
Yeah, but I think we have gotten better for on a lot of various levels. But we just it's. There's really not a whole lot that we can do to get better. We're going to continue to work on fundamentals. We did that on Monday. We talked about on Monday. I use the analogy. In the locker room right now is a picture of a flooded area and a river that's flowing in one direction. And the bottom line on that was, where's our focus going to be? Are we going to be all pointed one central direction, one location, looking at the prize? And for us, the prize right now is going out and playing our best game against Laverne, or are we going to be flooded with a bunch of clutter, a lot of distractions, and worried about all the
still nothing moving.
Yeah, it's just there's so many things that go on within a kid's life. Obviously, social media and Twitter and all that stuff is one thing. Then you got school, you got girlfriends, you got jobs, you got recruiting, you got everything. Sometimes you lose focus, and let's be honest, this time of year they're tired. I don't care if you're winning or not. We have kids that this time of year that will come in and consider quitting. You would think that's just,
crazy.
But they're tired. You've been doing this since now. It's basically the second week of July. By the time you get through the dead period, you started. So you got July, August, September, October. We're now in November. We're 5 months into this thing.
12 and 6, about 18, 20 weeks.
Yes.
They've been going for 20 weeks.
And it's the mundane and it's monotonous and all those things. And kids, they start to question whether it's really worth it. And they just, not to say we've got a lot of that. I'm just saying we had one kid that came in and said, this isn't for me anymore. And that's fine. I hate it for you, but that's fine. But I think a lot of it has to do with they get tired, they get wore down. And luckily for us, we've been able to keep practice, like I've talked about in the past, we've been able to keep practice pretty condensed. I'm really proud of the way we've been able to manage our time and in the process save their legs. I think as you learn as you go, and I just think there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat, and practicing 2.5 hours and beating them in the head 3 days a week right before you play is probably not the best way to do it every year. And for us with this group, you don't like it as a coach. Are there things that Jack can get better at? Yes, there are. But at the end of the day, he can not practice and he's going to go out and play well because he's got that much experience, So
there's not much runway for Jack to get better between now and regardless if you're there that last game in December or you're
it's
not.
It's fine tuning, man.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, it's fine tuning. Trying to just continue to emphasize the little details that we can and have enough of a physical presence at practice that we keep ourselves focused in and our body's feeling right, so that you can't not practice physical at all during the week and expect to go out you could go out and play well that first Friday, but if you win, you don't practice hard all week physically. You go out and win that game. The next week you're going to feel even worse because you're not got your body conditioned to it. So trying to play that piece of the chess match, if you will, making sure we don't beat them up too much, but keep them in the right position. And and within that too, I mean, again, Monday night I'm sitting there watching inside drill, and I saw a kid fall down, and it wasn't the kid's fault, but he fell down and about landed on another kid's leg, and I'm thinking, they could have broke his leg right there. You got to have your horses to get to the race. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you need your horses. You got to be able to get them to the racetrack, and we're at the point now where just keeping them again in tuned enough physically that we get them to the race, so that's interesting. Something we have to continue to debate. But I think like last night we went under the lights because you and I've talked about before. I mean, it looks here it is
like it's going to snow.
It's 12 o'clock and it looks like it's 4:30 right now. And at 4:30 it'll be almost dark, so we had to go under the lights in the stadium. But I mean, we're at the point now where there's so few kids playing both ways for us that we practiced in an hour and 35 minutes last night.
Yeah.
I mean, we were off.
And that was plenty.
We were off the field at 5:10, and as a coach, I'm guilty of. Are we doing enough? Do we need? I mean, the coaches get tired too. I mean, I'm not going to say I never got tired as an assistant because I think I probably did. I don't get tired right now. I mean, I just, again, try to use that mentality or that analogy.
I think you get tired, you get a little exhausted. You
do get exhausted, but I mean, I continue to focus on the goal, and the goal right now is Laverne. Let's get to Friday and let them go play and have fun. But the coaches it's mundane, man. Just over and over teaching the same thing, just being repetitive, and so. Anyway, we've been able to cut some time back, take a little bit off their legs, but keep them sharp and focused mentally, and then hopefully, again, what we've been doing the last couple of weeks has worked. So hopefully, it'll continue to pay dividends for us this Friday, and I just hope we keep taking that next step, playing our best football.
Let's close. I know you're not pleased with the fans here in Rutherford County. It doesn't matter what fan you are, whether you're a Laverne fan or a Blackman fan or whatever, you kind of have the feeling that most of the people in Rutherford County are just waiting for the final game, whatever that final game is, whoever it may be, because we're going to have two Rutherford County teams go at it next Friday night, but you still feel like we're not getting all the people in the stands.
No. I mean,
not compared to the way we used to.
I think the people ask me why it is. I mean, it's a multitude of things, but I think obviously there's a lot to do in this town. Obviously, Blackman was playing at home. Laverne was playing on the road, but
Riverdale was at home.
But Riverdale was at home with Smyrna, and then we were at home. So I mean, you get pulled there.
Right.
Once it dips under 55, all of a sudden it's freezing in Murfreesboro, and people don't want to come out. That part. And then I think the ultimate thing is the apathy and the spoiled attitude of we'll catch them next week. And I've spoken about this before. I don't care if it's Laverne and Riverdale, Blackman and Laverne, or Oakland and Riverdale. Whoever ends up out of this four, we'll catch the quarterfinal game. And
and all the squads have kids that have been through that same 20 weeks you just discussed.
That's good that you want to come to that game, but whoever that ends up being. But at the end of the day, it's about these kids and the work that they put in representing a school community. I'm not talking about the 1,800 kids in our school. I'm talking about all the people that have graduated and where Oakland or Riverdale or Blackman or Laverne or whoever it is, whoever you support, these kids put a lot of time in and they deserve to be supported. And their showcase is on Friday night, and they deserve that. I mean, and I think when you look at it from the standpoint of there's multiple things you could say about Rutherford County and Murfreesboro. There's many great things that there is to offer in this city and town. One of the greatest ones is the high school athletics, and in particular, football being one of them. Now we've got
it's still one of the purest things we got.
We still got great basketball and baseball and all that stuff. And we've had a lot of success in multiple sports at all schools. But football, I mean, whether you want to hear it or not, football is still king and
still the biggest moneymaker.
And a lot of people outside of Murfreesboro think Murfreesboro thrives off of football. So if that's the case, and that's one of the things that's one of the metaphorical feathers in our cap, then you should be there supporting these kids. And I'm not just talking about us. I'm talking about finding a game to go to and support them. And but there are monetary issues involved with that as well that I'm not going to get into. But it costs a lot of money to run these programs, and it's a lot of that is most of it is based off of the gate. So yeah, we need.
If you had to put a price tag on it, what do you think you've blown on just one athlete starting from start to finish? What does it cost budget-wise to run that kid all the way right up here to week 12?
Oh, I have. Whew. I wouldn't even begin to know. I just know that. The only thing I can tell you is, the helmets are $200+ now. Good pair of shoulder pads these are all low end, $200+. A uniform now is going to cost you $120 to $150 for the set. That's one set. We feed our kids every Friday, so they're going to get fed every Friday.
They're not eating salad.
No, and a lot of times we feed them on Thursday right now, so they get 2 meals a week. I'm having the entire defense over to my house tonight for dinner. So there's multiple meals a week.
Shark?
Not tonight. We're not. No, we're serving. We're serving chicken wings. But anyway, it's expensive, man. It's an expensive sport. It takes a lot of money, and you want it done the right way. And there's a lot of. All the coaches would tell you that we all got first class programs, but there's a lot of. And I'm not talking about like true wish list. Not big picture. Well, I want turf, and I understand we have a jumbotron and all that, but I'm saying there's a lot of stuff that we still need to, progress to. But I'm just the basic stuff. We're not out here. Everybody's not out here just spending money on useless stuff.
Mm-mm.
It's about protecting kids and giving them the best equipment money can buy, and again. With that goes put the best product on the field we can put.
And the insurance that goes behind it, put a kid on the
Yeah,
field.
there's just a lot. There's a lot. So anyway, but at the end of the day, it's about the kids. It's about what Murfreesboro and Rutherford County represents in the big picture of athletics, and they deserve our support. And it's going to be freezing Friday. It's going to be in the 30s.
You were cold Friday night when I was here, but you didn't care. You said, man, you were having fun.
But it's got to be you got to want to come out and enjoy the experience. And like I said, I'm excited about Friday. Our kids, we've talked about it. We don't we want the fans there. It's fun for them. But at the end of the day, it's about the 120.
Yeah.
It's about 120 people involved in this process. And again, continue to stay singularly focused on one thing, and that one thing right now is fun.
Well, let's wrap it up. Bundle up, be out here Friday night, Ray Hughes Stadium, and we'll see who will go to the semifinals. It'll be the Laverne Wolverines and the Oakland Patriots. At kickoff is at 7 o'clock. I plan on being here, so we will have one view here and one view across town. Y'all be here yourself.